All right. So now I'm actually killing two stones with one bird right now, so to speak, because I am making this video and I'm going to put this video up online in a little while to help people who might be struggling with this particular kind of work. So the first question says the distance from the Earth to the Sun is 93 million miles. Express this number in scientific notation. On your paper, very quickly, write what you think the answer is. And in about 20 seconds, I'll put it up. Yes? You think you know it? Yeah, let everybody catch up. She's going to first, but there's more to come. Yeah. Yes, and then I went R. I know it's really two birds with one stone. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. Okay. So, what do we have?
9.3 times 10 to the
Excellent. 9.3 times 10 to the 7th is the perfect answer for this guy. And let's talk a little bit about why. Because when people are home, they're going to see this video, and we're using it to teach them how to do the question. Remember, any number that's in scientific notation is always a number between 1 and 10. You're not allowed to equal 10. It has to be smaller than 10. Times 10 to a power, and that power is the number of places you move the decimal. So if you notice here, the decimal really is at the end of 93 million. And now I have to move it. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But if I were to stop here, I would be creating the number 93. And 93 is not between 1 and 10. So I have to move one more place. That makes 9.3. 9.3 is between 1 and 10, so I like that number. And how many places did I move? I moved 7 places. So the 7 becomes the exponent on the 10, and the 9.3 that I had here goes to that place. 9.3 times 10 to the 7th. Let's just do this one very quickly. What would that be if I wrote it in scientific notation? Take a look, see what you get. I'm kind of pausing here so the people that are watching this at home later can do the same thing. Mr. O'Dwyer, what do we get?
1.8 times 10 to the 5th.
Good. 3, 4, 5. That makes a number between 1 and 10. So it's 1.8 times 10 to the 5th because I moved a total of 5 places. Very good. Okay. So that's the first question. Now, let's have you try the second question. All right, so we're reading this second question. The wavelength of red light is 7 times 10 to the negative 7th meters. Express this as a standard numeral. And the first thing I want you to notice is, again, it's scientific notation, but I really want you to focus in on the fact that this is a negative exponent. What does that negative exponent automatically mean you have to do?
Put 0 point.
Yeah, good. 0 point. Excellent. Now, Ishmael, what do I do from there? Yes, very good. Now, this brings me to a really important point. For the person sitting at home watching this, the biggest mistake on yesterday's test was that kids put 7 zeros there. But you correctly said only put 6 zeros there. How come it's 6 zeros and not 7 zeros? That's, you said that better than I could have said it. God bless you, and thank you so much. The 7 is the 7th place. In other words, this 7 here, you have to move 7 places because the exponent's negative 7. This number 7 at the end here is the 7th place. 1, I'm just going to count places here. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because that creates a number between 1 and 7. Now, I just want to be clear because over the years I have seen kids do this wrong. Some kid, you cannot put a decimal at the end here. I was just doing that for teaching purposes. This is the answer. 0.000007. Okay? Any questions? Okay. Everybody try number 3. Okay, anybody got the answer? Somebody who hasn't helped me yet? Somebody who hasn't helped me yet? Go ahead.
8 times 10 to the negative 4.
No, 8 times 10 to the positive 4. Now, I think you're doing it exactly right. Ready? 2 times 4 is 8. And then I think you're adding these exponents. 7 plus negative 3. Because the rule is to multiply coefficients, which you did. 2 times 4 is 8. That's good. And then I think you tried to add the exponents, which is why I think you were trying to do it right. The problem is, what is 7 plus negative 3? It's positive 4, not negative. Think about it. We would have 7 positives and 4 negatives. They go die. Don't I have positive leftovers? It's always going to be the sign of the bigger number for where the leftovers are. So it has to be positive 4. Okay? Any question about number 3? All right, so let's go now to number 4. Would you like a ruler to reach it?
Yes. What kind of ruler? I don't know.
Look, it's Becky's.
Yardstick. What kind of ruler? Yes, can't even get that from school.
Okay. Monica, we're highly mathematical here.
What pencil? Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
It took like whole life to draw that.
Okay. Ready? We take a look at number 4. What do you think we're going to get here? Someone who hasn't helped me yet. Got it.
3.5 times 10 to the
10 to the what? You know, I think you're perfect. Let's go through this step by step. Ready? This is a question that did give difficulty on the test. Multiply coefficients. 7 times 5 is 35. And then add exponents. And on the test, some kids stop there. Now, in all honesty, Sam, how many times did we do a question like this in the weeks leading up to the test?
A lot.
A lot. Yeah, it was all over the pretest, it was all over the quizzes, it was all over everything. The do-its. You can't leave the answer like this because the number 35 is not between 1 and 10. So what I need to do is I need to divide by 10. And then if I divide here by 10, I have to multiply here by 10, which is really 1. So 35 becomes 3.5, and then 16 and 1 make 17, which means, it was exactly right. 3.5 times 10 to the 17th is the correct answer. Now, that's a question that we have to learn how to get right. How many people here opted out of the state test last year? Let me rephrase that. How many people did take the state test last year? Okay, 2 or 3. The state math test, did you? Okay, did not. How many people did? I'm sorry. So we have 2 people. Now, this is, if you take it again this year, are you going to take it this year? And you? Okay, so you will see this kind of question on the test a lot. So you have to know how to do that manipulation. Okay. Next. Number 5. And it's not just, and hold it, let me, you know what, that sounded terrible. It's not just that it's going to be on the state test. It was obviously on my test too, and it will be on Miss Antonacci's test, and it will be on Miss Viola's test. So it's going to be on all of our tests, and it is an important thing to learn. However, for those who are going to take the state test, I think it's important to let you know what you should expect coming. And you should expect a question like that on the state test. It's going to be there. In fact, it's not going to be there once. It's going to be there 3 or 4 times. Now, next, I need to look up what this says on. Oh, look, it printed out badly too. It didn't even print out the right way. All right, so I'm going to make up a question here. I'm going to make up, ready? 21, x to the 5th y to the fourth over 3x squared y to the fourth. Simplify that. Go ahead. Well, I don't know about that yet. In the back, by the microwave. Okay, muscles and mascara. What do you think? What does it equal? 7x to what? Third, and that's it. That's right. When we see y to the fourth over y to the fourth, there's two ways to do this. One way is we can say, well, 4 minus 4 is 0. And some people, boys, some people put that as their answer. The problem is, you haven't gone far enough yet. You want to simplify the thing. Y to the 0 is better known as 1. So when I multiply this by 1, I just get 7 to the third. So that's one way to do it. The other way is to just realize anything divided by itself is 1 and go da-da. And we get 7x to the 7x to the third power. Okay, any questions about that? Good. Try number 23 again. I'll give you a minute to get that done. Oh. Now, we saw this question on multiple do-its before the test. I think we saw this on, are we heading the game here?
Yeah.
All right, I think we saw this on 4 different tests, or 4 different do-its before the test. So, let's go through step by step and see what we come up with here. Notice this, a huge university has that many students. You're distracted, focus. And it budgets this many dollars for the academic year. How much money is spent, and here's the key word, per student. When you read that phrase, per student, what pops into your head? Divide by the students, right? So, it says here, students is 7 times 10 to the third. So that goes on the bottom because it says students. And then the money goes in the top because it says how much money per student. And that would be 3.5 times 10 to the 8th. Now this was probably, if you're going to turn around, you're not going to learn.
Too strong, sure.
Can we stop both of you? Right? Chris, I don't really care what's happened up till now, but I do care what happens from this point forward. Now, this was probably the question more kids got wrong on the test than any other question. Now, how do I do this? Well, first off, what's 3.5 divided by 7? It's not 2. 7 divided by 3.5 is 2. In other words, if I flipped it, you would be right. 3.5 divided by 7, let's go over here and do a little scratch work. 3.5. 7 doesn't go into 3, so I bring up the decimal. 7 goes into 35 5 times. So it's 0.5, I'm working a little backwards here, times 10 to the, now what do I do to those exponents? Subtract them. Good. So what's 8 minus 3? 5. But now we have a problem. The problem is 0.5 between 1 and 10? No. But this is where kids get tripped up a lot. I have to move the decimal now to the right. If I'm going to move to the right, am I going to divide by 10? No, I'm actually going to multiply by 10. So to balance it out now, I need to divide by 10 over here, so I get 5 times 10 to the 4. You actually go down an exponent, not up an exponent. So the correct answer here is 5 times 10 to the 4th. Okay, any questions? Preguntas? Okay. Let's now take a look at number 24. Have you give that one a try? Remember, don't lose this sheet of paper because we're going to do that whole relearn packet, and we can just staple this in next time you come into class, okay? And then you don't have to redo this. If you lose the paper, you're going to have to redo it. Also, the next class we have, if you want to bring your phone to class, I will let you watch the videos of this in class if you get the internet.
Really?
Yes. And it'll help you do the sections one at a time. So you cannot obviously text, you cannot talk, but you can use it to have your own personal device to get the lessons down pat.
Can you bring headphones?
Yeah, but if I catch music on it, I'll never let you do it again. Okay, ready? Mrs. Jones has 4 times 10 to the third dollars in one bank account, 5 times 10 to the fourth in another bank account, expressed in scientific notation. What's the total she has? Now, here's the thing. As soon as, like, if I was a kid in 8th grade and I was reading this question, as soon as they said she has 4 times 10 to the third dollars and 5, I'd say, I don't want to do this question. What is with all these scientific notations? Why do you have to make my life miserable?
Me, everybody.
That's what I would be thinking to myself.
I'm tired.
So I'm going to say, you know what? Let me do this with nice numbers. Numbers that I like. Friendly numbers. Good
Your
numbers.
precious numbers.
Precious numbers.
Sounds like you're gonna murder someone. Like, you know, the face you make before you murder someone.
No, Sam. He's gonna abduct somebody.
That face.
Now,
Sam, no, he's gonna abduct
let's
somebody.
change it to, yeah, it's Lord of the Rings. Now,
I know.
Mrs. Jones, let's change it to, Mrs. Jones has $4 in one bank account and $5 in the other account. If she has $4 in one bank account and $5 in the other bank account, how much money does Mrs. Jones have?
$2.
Go ahead. $9. How did you get 9 out of 4 and 5? Added. So now we have to add. Whenever we add or subtract with scientific notation, I think the easiest way is to convert to regular numbers. So 4 times 10 to the third is that, right? My decimal was there, I moved 3 places, that makes 4,000. 5 times 10 to the fourth is here. So once again, the first step on a question like number 24 is to convert to standard numeral. Or standard number. Then I'm going to add them, because that's the operation. The reason you can do this for adding is because with adding it's so easy. What's 0 plus 0? 0 plus 0. 0 plus 0. 4 plus 0.
4.
5 plus 0.
S.
So I get 54,000. But it says, what's the total amount of money she has in the 2 accounts expressed in scientific notation? So now I gotta go 1, 2, 3, 4. 5.4 times 10 to the fourth. And that is my correct answer in scientific notation.
Oh,
I mean S.4. Got it
S
wrong.
point 4. Yes. Well, here's the thing. I don't want to sound like I don't care, but I in one sense I wish you would have gotten it right the first time. But I don't care that you got it wrong. If we do the relearn packet, we get it down pat, and then we take the retest and you get it right on the retest. So that I don't get upset if you got it wrong. Maybe that's the best way I can word it. Okay, ready? Number 25, the last one that we have to do for now. A certain scientist has 5 times 10 to the 12th molecules in a box. Each molecule is 4 times 10 to the negative 16th inches in diameter. What's the total length of all of the atoms? I'll give you about 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds to get that done.
One.
Alien.
I was up very late last night.
Same. I was watching American Horror.
When did you go to sleep?
Same.
I went to bed about 12:45.
I want, my mom wants
to
to.
bed at like 3 o'clock.
My mom went to bed at 5. We was right here in her costume to go somewhere.
All right, can you finish up these questions?
Oh shit.
Excuse me, let's finish these questions. You're gonna have to hold it in and get this question done. Okay,
What was that?
that was an accident. Can you pick that up back? Thank you. All right, so here we have our certain scientist who has 5 times 10 to the 12 molecules in a box. Each molecule's, all right, I've had enough. I have had enough. What is it with this scientific notation stuff? It's driving me crazy. I'm changing the question. A certain scientist has 5 molecules, and each molecule is 4 inches in diameter. So if I have 5 molecules and they're each 4 inches in diameter, how long is it when I put them all next to each other? Everybody?
5,
No.
9.
20. Look, ready? Each molecule is 5. 5, 10, 15, 20. Now, what do I do to the 5 and the 4 to get 20? Multiply. So that means I need to multiply this guy and this guy. So what is 4 times 5? What's 4 times 5? 20. And what is 10 to the 3rd times 10 to the 4th?
I thought we were on 25. I thought we were on 25.
Yeah, we're at 25.
Oh.
His face dropped.
So sad.
Why are you lying?
Failure.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh my
Our
God.
saying, girls, our saying is that we're not perfect. And that very much applies to me. And I just got done saying to you that I was up way too late last night. And before you guys start thinking I was being a bad boy, what I was doing last night,
I wasn't thinking that.
listen,
Thank you.
listen, what I did last night was first, I went home for a little while after school for about an hour. Then I came back and I needed to tutor a kid for an hour at the library. Then I had to home teach a kid for another 2 hours at the library. That brought me to 8:30. I got home at about 8:45. I ate dinner and answered a couple of emails till about 9:15. At 9:15, I started cutting up chicken.
Why?
Because we feed our dogs a raw food diet. And I bought, you ever see the packages of chicken thighs at Costco?
Yeah.
I bought 3 of the big packs. So that's a total of 18 packs.
Just give him the whole
Plus, I bought another 10 pounds of chicken breast. Plus, I bought pork kidneys, pork livers, and chicken livers.
I like chicken.
Plus, I had to puree a huge can of string beans. Plus, spinach. Plus, I needed to do, Greek yogurt.
You are very lucky.
So when I cut all of those things up, I then had to put them in packages, meal-sized packages. So by the time I got done, it was 12:15, and my legs were killing me.
Sick or anything?
You weren't turning
No,
up?
they do not get sick from me, and they eat the bones. You feed them the whole bone, and they love it.
You wanna know what I hate about commercials on TV?
What?
They say some stuff and then they go, but wait, there's more.
Yeah, right?
Were you turning
Okay, so my point is, excuse me, my point is I was up till 12:15, and I'm just screwing things up today. Now, number 20, I was almost gonna do it again. Number 25. 5 times 10 to the 12th molecules, and each one is this big. So again, what's 5 times 4? We said it's 20. Times 10 to the 12 and negative 16. What are we going to get when we add those up?
-2.
Negative 4. Very good. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. We have a problem, Houston. What's the problem?
But wait, there's more.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, it's not between 1 and 10, so I got to divide by 10, multiply by 10, 2 times 10 to the negative 3.
But wait, there's more.
Okay, any questions about this? All right, so you have actually helped me out a little bit. Guys, stop. You have helped me out. Now, I've gotten this video done during class time, so 5th period, I don't have to make the video during 5th period. Now what I'm going to do is ask you guys, and also the people at home watching this video in a little while, I want you to do part B, and I'm going to scroll up to part B, and then you guys will see that you're getting it all right. And then the last thing, on the real pretest, you'll also need to do part C. And this is the longest part of the pretest.